Whether you're a Canadian hockey fan, an American hockey fan, or a fan of some other country and you just wanted to watch for the sideshow, I think we can all agree that was the craziest hockey game we've seen at the international level in a very, very, very long time. Because in this game, this round robin game at the Four Nation Face-Off, the United States wins 3-1 over Team Canada in Montreal. It was an emotionally charged atmosphere. There's no denying that. It was a politically charged atmosphere. Like it or not, there's no denying that. And I think we're all gonna remember where we were when we watched that hockey game. Now, can we talk about the game? Matthew Tkachuk versus Brandon Hagel, opening face-off 2 seconds into the game. Huge kudos to Brandon Hagel, who, as a Leafs fan, I did not like very much coming into this tournament. 2 playoff series against the guy will do that to you. I gained so much respect for him after this fight against Matthew Tkachuk, in which he held his own despite giving up at least 20 pounds to a much bigger Tkachuk. They throw their haymakers, Hagel gets the takedown, we go to the next play. All right, now the game can play. Drop the puck, and oh my God, they're going again! Brady Tkachuk taking on Sam Bennett! Because Sam Bennett couldn't have fought Matthew Tkachuk. That would have been awesome, but it's a little too much to ask for. They kind of have a Stanley Cup that they're trying to win. Murphy's Law suggests they would both break each other's hands on, like, each other's head. Brady Tkachuk, by the way, probably the biggest head in the league. I need to know the size of that helmet, I really do. And again, HockeyDB has Brady Tkachuk listed at 6'4", 225 pounds. Sam Bennett, another player who my team has played against in the playoffs, and I did not enjoy at all, is listed at 6'1", $193. And again, he holds his own, and again, we go to another draw. All right, it's over. JT Miller looks like he wants to go. Is he gonna go? They don't go. Okay, the play goes down into Canada zone, and Jordan Binnington makes a stop. He covers it up, and they're going. JT Miller drops the gloves with Colton Parayko. That one, Canada has the size advantage. Parayko might be the biggest player at this tournament. 3 fights, 3 in the first 30 seconds of an international game. Dude, this is one of the beauties of having an NHL-controlled international tournament. If this was the double IHF, right? If this was a double IHF run tournament, a lot of guys who were in this game would not be in the next game. 3 dudes fought. We know from evidence, like they said after the game, that all these fights were pre-planned. Brady Tkachuk got hit into the Canadian bench and then punched Brad Marchand in the chest, which whomst among us has not fantasized about it, but not while he's wearing a Team Canada jersey. There's a chance those dudes would have been kicked out of the game. There's a chance they would have been suspended, maybe even kicked out of the tournament. But this is an NHL-run enterprise, baby. Four Nation Face-Off. They're not doing any of that. It's 5 minutes to cool down or just chirp the hell out of whoever you just exchanged punches with, and then you just go right back to playing hockey like nothing happened. Now after that, anyone else? No? No? You look like no? Okay, they decide to actually play hockey now, and it is violent. Like, this is a playoff game. A lot of people were saying this felt like a playoff game, and oh yeah, this is like Game 7. Game 7. This is nothing like Game 7. Game 7 in a playoff series is usually teams trying to be on their best behavior within reason. Like Wes McCauley's probably officiating. You're gonna get away with a bunch of stuff. You're gonna cross-check someone, but not somewhere where you're gonna get like 5-minute major, like in the teeth. You're gonna be cracking a lot of ribs tonight. Put it that way. There might be 1 penalty apiece by the end of the game. Will there be a fight? Very unlikely. How many Game 7 fights you really see? Not a lot. How many Game 7s do you see 3 fights in the first 30 seconds? Not very many. This game was Game 1 of a playoff series where both teams lose their mind, try to make their imprint on the series right away, and bluntly try to hurt you through violence. Once the hockey actually begins, you're hit with, oh, Jordan Binnington is still the goalie. Oh, Canada doesn't have Cale Makar. Oh, if they lose this game, I don't know if I'm going to be able to handle it. Well, luckily, 5.5 minutes in, Jordan Binnington said, did somebody say my name? And he plays the puck to Drew Doughty. Drew Doughty with a bullet up the ice to a streaking Connor McDavid, who is going faster than a bullet. He streaks in, roofs it backhand on Connor Hellebuck, and the place goes wild. Connor McDavid McDavid, who is so much more fun to cheer for than against, makes Canada 1-0 in this game. Up the ice to a streaking Connor McDavid. He's in. Connor freaking McDavid on the backhand with a bullet of a pass from Drew Doughty. 14:29 to go in the first period. Canada opens the scoring. 1-0. Every one of these guys can do special things, man. Special things. Can you count on that kind of goal from most NHL? Are you going to see that goal in most NHL regular season games? No, you're not. Unless you watch the others, maybe, I guess. Dude, players can't do that. And if they can do that, they rarely get the opportunity to do that. How many times is McDavid going to get a pass like that through the neutral zone when he's going full tilt? Dude, the defender he bodies on this play is Charlie McAvoy, who made him pay for it the rest of the game, might I add. McAvoy was rocking McDavid the whole rest of the game. And we were talking about playoff hockey. There were playoff-style whistles in this game because the States got a couple penalties, and the ref said quite clearly, unless you amputate a limb from your opponent, no one's going down 5-on-3. But who cares? Who cares? Who cares? Hit us all you want. We hit you on the scoreboard. It's 1-0. Feels good. 5 minutes later, Jake Guentzel gets it. Jake Guentzel's a great player. Jake Guentzel shoots it. Jake Guentzel can't score like that, dude. What are you talking about? It's a shot from one of the best players in the world. And what's the goalie? Every player at this tournament is supposed to be one of the best players in the world. That is the 4th goal that Jordan Binnington has allowed in this tournament, and at least the second one that stunk. Some people were saying he should have had Larkins in the second period. I'm going to defend him a little bit on that. Dude, you need a savior. You can't be having shots go through you like that. No, you can't. And there is a definite deflation to the arena. And it's 1-1, right? It's 1-1. We're halfway through the first period. There's 50 minutes left to play. The game's not over. But I'll tell you the feeling that I had. I look at the 2 goals from this game. I look at Connor McDavid's goal. I look at Jake Guentzel's goal. And they are not the same. One of them is a high-end, ridiculously skilled play from a player who can do things that most players can't. The other is a shot. Here's the thing about shots. Some of them are good. Some of them are really good, but you're going to face 25, 30 of those a night, and you like your goalie to stop the ones they can see clearly. That goal sucks. It's a great player, great shot. That goal sucks. And we head to first intermission with a 1-1 tie. Shots are basically even. There were 3 fights. We're all exhausted. Second period comes and the atmosphere is obviously different. First period, everyone burns the house down with actual fire. Third period, is going to be unhinged no matter what. And they're going to show Carey Price on the Jumbotron. There he is! There he is! Yeah, look, they're all going nuts. The second period, you settle into a groove. And they did. And during the second period, I got a new appreciation as a Leafs fan watching Austin Matthews play. It made me appreciate how good of a defensive player he is in a way that I didn't think would happen in this tournament. I've watched Matthews play literally his entire career, literally hundreds and hundreds of games. The amount of Austin Matthews games I've missed since he began his career is 3, I think. And the reason for missing those 3 games, I think 2 of them someone died, and the third one my daughter was born. I've watched him a lot. But there is such a huge difference when you're cheering on a guy to lock down a game and you're cheering against a guy and upset that he is stifling your team's offense. Because listen, when my team has a lead and they're defending a lead, I am always going to be full of existential dread. Number one, I'm a Leafs fan, but even if things are going well, the other team's trying to score, and I don't like it, and I'm full of anxiety as a result. Seeing Austin Matthews on the other end of the ice playing for the team that I am cheering against, it's easier to be like, damn, that guy's locking us up. He wasn't nearly as big a factor as you would expect offensively, but that's because he was just locking it up. Neutral zone, high slot, back check, breaking up 2-on-1s. Matthews, I thought, was an animal in this game. And in the second half of the second period, Canada makes a mistake that would prove fatal. Producer Drew, if you could put the NHL Edge Goal Simulator on the screen. Thomas Harley, he's new to the lineup. Very talented, young stars defenseman. He's in the lineup on an emergency basis. He plays the puck up the ice. And Canada has possession. They have clean possession in the offensive zone. This is great. This is the perfect time to change. And it's a long change, too. It's the second period. It's a long change. While he is changing, and maybe he changed too slow. Maybe he didn't get off the ice fast enough so Devon Toews could join in. But while that is happening, Sidney Crosby tries to feed the puck to Sam Bennett and is easily picked off. Like, it is right on Matt Boldy's stick. He sends it up the ice to Dylan Larkin, who is gone on a 2-on-1. Dude, I know we're in the habit of dumping on Jordan Binnington for everything. This shot is crazy. Not saying the Jake Gensel one wasn't, but this is a 2-on-1, and Dylan Larkin, one of the most underrated goal scorers in the league, in my opinion. It's a thing of beauty, dude. The Americans take the lead for the first time in this game. Canada down for the first time in this game, and that's how it was heading into intermission. Third period was agony, and it was more of the same from Austin Matthews, Jacob Slavin, Zach Werenski, Charlie McAvoy. I was surprised because at the beginning of the third period, the Americans basically gave Canada the puck. Airmail it, chip it out, get it down the ice. So what? It's an icing. We'll try to win the face-off, and if we don't win it, we'll take the puck off them and send it out again. They crawled into a shell, and I actually liked that as a Team Canada fan because I'm like, there's no humanly possible way the United States is going to be able to do this for 20 minutes without Canada getting a goal. And gosh darn it, the United States did that for 20 minutes without allowing Canada to get a goal. Some guys I thought looked dangerous. Some guys had a good night. I really liked Braden Point in this one. Connor McDavid was sniffing. What are you doing passing on that 2-on-1, though? I liked Brandon Hagel. I liked Anthony Cirelli. I don't think it's possible to not like Nathan McKinnon. I couldn't believe Mark Stone didn't score in this one. But in a tournament like this, I don't think you have room for passengers. Brad Marchand, it's not just because he's Brad Marchand. Shut up. Until the third period, where was he? He wasn't really playing, was he? Got like 8 minutes. Sam Bennett. All right, we know why he was in the lineup. Where was he? Seth Jarvis. Unbelievable player. He has over 20 goals this season. So what? Travis Konechny has over 20 goals. He was a healthy scratch for this one. Where was he? And dude, I'm picking on guys deeper in this Canadian lineup. Sam Reinhart. After getting knocked off of that top line with McDavid and Marner, where was he? And speaking of Marner, dude, where was he? Like, he was decent. He had some good moments. I got a huge kick out of the fact that him and Matthews were on the ice together a lot and were in board battles against each other a lot. We saw the special things he can do in the game against Sweden. We saw it. The general consensus from the chat, from the stream, and the general consensus I got from the brain cells in my head was that Canada's offense had way more to give. Again, States, huge credit. That is a team that plays like a team. They are a cohesive unit. They are unbelievable, and they locked Canada up. Mike Sullivan and that whole bench did an unbelievable job. Connor Hellebuyck made some really good saves too, but I wanted Canada to get so much more traffic on him. For most of the game, the United States had way more shot attempts than Canada, but Canada was more efficient they had a higher percentage of their shot attempts be a shot on goal. For the first, at very least, 40 minutes of the game, even though Canada wasn't scoring, I thought Connor Hellebuyck was tracking the puck like crap. There were so many scenarios where he had no idea where that thing was. Part of that is traffic, and the United States doing a great job of clearing the front of their net. But man, I really don't want the narrative coming out of this game to be Canada got goalied by Connor Hellebuyck. Hellebuyck was good. He was very good. Oh man, there were opportunities. And Canada gets the empty net, but the States put it in. And the United States men's hockey team, who I have no animosity or ill will towards, score, bringing USA Hockey fans, who I have no ill will or animosity towards, rise to their feet and celebrate everywhere, as they should. They just beat Canada in Canada at the Four Nation Face-Off. And, more importantly, depends on who you ask, I guess, clinch a spot in the Four Nation Face-Off final. Now, here is where we are. Canada has 3 points. Finland has 3 points. Sweden has 2. The United States have 6. Now, no one can catch them. The best Canada could do is tie them. Canada would have to beat Finland in regulation in order to tie them, and by beating Finland, they eliminate them. If Sweden somehow beats the United States in regulation, which honestly, if I'm the United States, I'm resting people and managing my bench, and I'm not playing nearly as intense on Monday. If Sweden beats the US in regulation and gets 3 points, Canada needs to beat Finland in regulation. If they do, they will tie with Sweden. It'll be 5 points apiece, but Canada beat Sweden in the head-to-head. So it would be Canada-US in the final, and we would get to do this all over again in Boston. If Sweden beats the United States in regulation and Canada beats Finland, but in overtime, Canada's out. If Canada loses to Finland in any way, shape, or form, Canada's out. All of Monday's games mean something. And guess what? We're going to be streaming them on SDPN. Canada versus Finland, by the way, that I'm going to be streaming, is at 1 o'clock. It's going to be USA-Sweden at 8. Adam is going to be streaming that on the SDPN YouTube channel. Now, for questions for this video, I wanted to get questions from the live stream, so that's what we got.
Brennan Munn, how confident are you if Coop puts Bennington in for the third round robin game? Boy. That is going to be a heated debate with Team Canada. Bennington allowed 2 goals, and he made some big saves. You need more than 1 goal. But he's allowed 2, I would say 3 crappy goals in this tournament already through 2 games. I thought he allowed 2 bad ones against Sweden, and he allowed a bad one against the U.S. 1 bad goal a game is too many, man. Way too many. In a tournament like this short, if you decided he's your ride or die, your options on Monday are ride or die. Wes Richard, why don't more games start with 3 fights in 9 seconds? They like each other too much, and the season is too long. 82 games is a really long season. If you did that every night, the game wouldn't be as intense. It wouldn't be as fast. You would all crumble and fall into the ocean. This is special. This is a one-time thing. This is a heated moment in time, not just in hockey. That's why you got what you got tonight. You'll remember where you were for this game for a long time, whether you were cheering for the winning team or the losing one. Sedin Magic 15. Does Sam Bennett go back to the press box on Monday? Other than the fight, I forgot he was playing tonight. He laid the body pretty good. Travis Konechny already has over 20 goals. Nathan Vickers. Thoughts on Slavin? Guy is unreal. +3 tonight. Man, when I tell you this tournament is going to be so good for certain players, Jacob Slavin was not just a good shutdown D in this game. Wasn't just good taking pucks away, making smart decisions with his stick, managing the puck well. Hurricanes fans were in the chat tonight talking about they've never seen him play this good. Or they've never seen him play this rough. Throwing hits, grinding guys into the boards. This tournament, if you treat it properly as a professional, is going to unlock something in you that you didn't know you had. And even if it's not something you bring out every night, it's going to be handy to have in your bag.
What a game, what a night, and what a win for the Americans in the round robin. Just like they had in 2010 at the Vancouver Winter Olympics. I think we all know how that ended, but Canada had a lot of work to do before they got that rematch. They had to play a qualifier game against Germany. They had to play a stacked Russian team, and they spanked them. They had to play a feisty Slovakian team that very nearly came back and upset Canada on home ice, and then the gold medal game went to overtime. No one said this would be easy. This is best on best, and it's the best. Folks, that is it for this one. Thank you very much for watching. Click like if you like this video. Click subscribe if you really liked it. Tell all your friends. I am going to drink nothing but lemon and ginger tea and honey for the next 48 hours because we're doing it all again Monday.